The coffee shop was nearly empty at 6 a.m. Rain drummed against the windows in steady rhythm, cold, gray, relentless. A man in a faded black hoodie sat in the corner booth, hood pulled up, head down, writing something in an old leather notebook, the kind with worn edges and coffee stains on the cover. The barista glanced over once and went back to her phone. Just another early morning customer, nothing special, nothing worth noticing. But what she didn't know was, this man had just walked away from a $15 million movie deal the night before, turned it down without hesitation, without regret, and in exactly 24 hours, her entire life would change because of him. She wiped down the espresso machine with a damp rag, yawned, checked her phone again. He approached the counter quietly. No eye contact. She didn't look up. What can I get you? Her voice was flat, tired, just a black coffee medium. That'll be $4.75. He handed her exact change. 5 singles. Their fingers didn't even touch. She took the bills and turned toward the register. Didn't say thank you. Didn't acknowledge him. He didn't expect it. But he noticed. He noticed everything. The way she yawned every few minutes like she hadn't slept in days. The medical bills sticking out of her canvas bag behind the counter. The broken zipper on her jacket she kept tugging at, trying to hide. The way her hands trembled slightly when she poured the coffee. Most people wouldn't have seen it. Most people wouldn't have cared. Keanu Reeves did. He took his cup without a word, walked back to the corner booth, sat down, pulled his hood lower, opened the notebook again, and continued writing. But his eyes kept drifting, watching, waiting, because something told him this woman was about to show him exactly why he'd walked away from that deal, why he'd chosen to be here, in this moment, in this quiet, forgotten coffee shop, where no one knew his name, and no one cared. Have you ever felt completely invisible to someone who could have changed everything for you? Her name was Maya, 28 years old, single, no family except her mother, working 2 jobs just to survive, barista by morning, waitress by night. Sleep was a luxury she couldn't afford. Her mother had been in the hospital for 3 months now. Stage 3 cancer. Aggressive. Unpredictable. The bills were crushing her, the 47,000 and climbing every single week. Insurance covered almost nothing. Deductibles, co-pays, out-of-network charges. The system was designed to break people like her, and it was working. Every shift was a race against time. Every dollar mattered. Every tip counted. That morning she was running on barely 3 hours of sleep. Her manager had called in sick again, so she opened the shop alone. For the 4th time that week, no extra pay, no thank you, just more work. Keanu watched her from the corner booth. She moved like someone carrying invisible weight, shoulders slightly hunched, eyes distant, going through the motions. He saw her wipe down tables with the same rag she'd used on the counter. Health code violation, but she probably didn't even realize it. Exhaustion does that. It makes you forget the small things. He watched her hands shake slightly when she poured milk into a latte. Not from cold, from stress, from fear, from the kind of pressure that doesn't let you breathe. He'd seen that look before. On his sister's face years ago, before she passed. The same hollowness, the same quiet desperation. The look of someone fighting a battle no one else can see. He stayed for 2 hours, ordered nothing else. Just sat there, writing, thinking, observing. At one point Maya's phone buzzed loudly on the counter. She glanced at the screen. Her face changed. She stepped quickly into the back room. Keanu could hear her voice through the thin wall, cracking, breaking. Mom, I'm trying. I know it's not enough. I'll figure it out, I promise. Silence, then quieter. Please don't say that. You're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. But her voice said otherwise. When she came back out, her eyes were red, swollen. But she smiled at the next customer like nothing had happened. Like her world wasn't falling apart. That's when Keanu made his decision. Not to help her immediately, but to test her first. To see what kind of person she really was, when no one important was watching. Do you think people's true character shows when they think no one's paying attention? The next customer was a homeless man, old, weathered, probably in his 60s, dirty brown coat held together with duct tape, torn shoes with no laces. He shuffled to the counter slowly, holding a crumpled dollar bill in his shaking hand. The smell hit Maya first, sweat. Streets. She didn't flinch. Can I help you, sir? His voice was barely a whisper, just a small coffee.
Please, that's all.
He placed the dollar on the counter, smoothed it out carefully. Like it was worth $100. Maya looked at the bill, then at the price board behind her. The cheapest coffee was 50. He was 1.50 short. She knew it. He knew it. Keanu watched from the corner, pen hovering over his notebook. This was the moment. Most baristas would have said no. Company policy. Not enough money, no coffee. Some would have been rude about it. Annoyed, disgusted even. Maya paused. Her eyes met the man's. He looked down immediately, ashamed. She saw it. The shame of needing help. The humiliation of not having enough. Then she smiled, warm, genuine. You know what? We actually have a special today. $1 coffees for early customers. She turned and poured him a large. Not a small, a large, added cream without asking. Grabbed 2 packets of sugar and a blueberry muffin from the pastry case. The day-old one that was supposed to be thrown out. She placed everything in front of him, on the house. The man's eyes filled with tears. His lip trembled. God bless you, miss. God bless you. Maya's voice was soft, kind, human. You stay warm out there, okay? He nodded, unable to speak. Picked up his coffee like it was made of gold, and walked out into the rain. Keanu's pen stopped moving. He'd just witnessed something rare. Kindness with no audience. Compassion with no reward. Humanity when it costs something. But the story didn't end there. 10 minutes later, the door swung open hard. A woman in a sharp business suit stormed in, designer bag, expensive heels, face already twisted in anger. I ordered a latte 15 minutes ago. Where is it? Maya looked up from the register, calm, professional. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me check the system for you. She pulled up the orders, scrolled through. Nothing. I don't see an order under any name in the last hour. Did you place it through the app? The woman's voice got louder, sharper. Don't lie to me. I ordered on the app. I have the receipt right here. She shoved her phone in Maya's face. Maya leaned in, looked carefully. Mom, this receipt is from our location on 5th Street. This is the Maple Avenue location. The woman's face went red, but she didn't apologize. She attacked. This is ridiculous. You people are incompetent. I'm reporting this location. What's your name? Maya didn't flinch, didn't raise her voice, didn't match the energy. My name is Maya, and I truly apologize for the confusion. If you'd like, I can make you anything you want right now. No charge. The woman scoffed, looked her up and down. Forget it. This place is a joke. You're a joke. She turned on her heel and left. The door slammed behind her. Maya stood there for a moment, took a deep breath, let it out slowly. Then she smiled at the next customer in line. Good morning. What can I get for you? No bitterness, no frustration, just grace. Keanu saw it all. The patience under pressure. The refusal to match cruelty with cruelty. The strength it takes to stay kind when the world is anything but. He closed his notebook, stood up, walked slowly to the counter. Could you stay calm if someone disrespected you like that in front of others? Maya looked up as he approached. Her eyes were still a little tired, but she smiled anyway, professional. Polite. Can I get you anything else, sir? Keanu shook his head slowly. No. But I wanted to ask you something. She blinked, surprised. Customers didn't usually start conversations, especially not at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sure. What is it? Keanu's voice was calm, gentle, but direct. Why did you give that man free coffee? Maya's face shifted immediately, her shoulders tensed, defensive. Guarded. She glanced toward the back room, like someone might be listening. It was just $1. It didn't seem like a big deal. Keanu tilted his head slightly. It is a big deal, though. You could have been written up for that. Maybe even fired. Her jaw tightened. Are you going to report me? Relief washed over her face, but confusion replaced it quickly. Then why are you asking? Keanu leaned against the counter. Not aggressive, just present. Because I want to understand. You're clearly struggling yourself. I saw the bills in your bag. The exhaustion. You're barely holding it together. Maya looked down, embarrassed, exposed. So why give away what little you have? He continued. Her voice came out quieter now. Vulnerable. My mom always told me something when I was little. She paused, swallowed hard. She said, if you can help someone and it doesn't destroy you to do it, then you should. Because you never know when you'll be the one needing help. Keanu said nothing, just listened. Maya looked up at him, eyes glistening. That man wasn't asking for much. Just coffee. Just warmth. I've been there before. When I was younger, after my dad left, we were homeless for 6 months. Her voice cracked. I remember what it felt like when someone saw me as human, not invisible, not a problem, just human. She wiped her eyes quickly, embarrassed to be crying in front of a stranger. So yeah, I gave him coffee, and I'd do it again. Silence filled the space between them. Heavy, meaningful. Keanu reached slowly into his jacket pocket. Maya tensed slightly, unsure what was happening. He pulled out a plain white business card. No logo, no name, just a phone number printed in black ink. He placed it on the counter, slid it toward her. Call this number tomorrow at noon. Exactly noon. Maya stared at the card, like it might disappear. What is this? Just call. But. Why? Who are you? Keanu turned toward the door, stopped, looked back over his shoulder. His voice was soft, almost a whisper. Someone who believes the world needs more people like you. Maya's heart pounded. Wait, but he was already walking toward the exit. She called after him, louder this time. I don't even know your name. Keanu paused at the door, hand on the handle. He turned his head slightly, just enough for her to see the edge of a small smile. You will. And then he was gone. The door closed softly behind him. Maya stood there, frozen, holding the card in both hands. Her mind was racing. Who was that man? Why did he care? What happens when I call? She looked down at the card again, turned it over. Nothing on the back. Just the next day, Maya sat in the back room carefully into her pocket. Her shift hands were shaking. 11 not from exhaustion this time. 2 minutes until something else. She stared at her phone. Fear, possibility. The white business card sat on the table in front of her. Maya felt like maybe she'd looked at it 100 times was about to change. Turned it over. Have you ever had a stranger do something small, searched for hidden clues when you needed it most? Nothing. Just a number. Her hands were shaking. What if it's a prank? What if he's some creep? What if this is all a setup? But something in his eyes had felt different. Honest, safe, real. She picked up her phone. 11:59 a.m. Her thumb hovered over the call button. This is stupid. Nothing good comes from strangers handing out cards. But then she thought about her mom, the hospital bills, the second job she could barely survive, the crushing weight of everything. What if this is real? What if I don't call and miss the only chance I'll ever get? 20:00 p.m. She dialed. Her heart hammered in her chest. 1 ring, 2, hello, Maya, a woman's voice, warm, professional, confident. Maya's breath caught. How do you know my name? A soft laugh on the other end. We've been expecting your call. My name is Lauren. I work with a private charitable foundation. Maya's mind spun. I don't understand. What foundation? Why identify individuals who demonstrate exceptional character in their everyday lives? You were recently recommended to us. Recommended? By who? Lauren's tone remained calm, measured. I'm not at liberty to share that yet, but we'd like to meet with you in person, today. Are you available at 3 p.m.? Maya looked at the clock. She had her second shift at the restaurant at 4. I have work at 4. This won't take long, I promise. I'll send a car to pick you up at 20:45. The address will be texted to your phone momentarily. A car? Wait, I don't. Thank you, Maya. We'll see you soon. Click. The line went dead. Maya stared at her phone. What just happened? 10 seconds later, a text came through. An address, downtown. A building she'd walked past 1,000 times but never entered. Corporate. Expensive. At 20:45 p.m., a black town car pulled up outside her apartment. Sleek, clean, tinted windows. The driver stepped out. Older man, gray suit. Kind eyes in. Maya. She nodded, unable to speak. He opened the back door. Please. She climbed in. The leather seats were soft. The car smelled like new money. Her worn jacket and coffee. Stained jeans felt completely out of place. The drive was silent. She watched the city pass by through the window. Her stomach twisted with nerves. This can't be real. Things like this don't happen to people like me. They stopped in front of the tall glass building. The driver opened her door. 12th floor. Someone will be waiting. Maya stepped out. Her legs felt weak. Inside, the lobby was marble and chrome. A woman in a tailored blazer approached immediately. Blonde hair. Maya. Yes. I'm Lauren. Thank you so much for coming. She extended her hand. Maya shook it. Lauren's grip was firm but gentle. Follow me. They took the elevator in silence. Soft music played. Maya's reflection stared back at her in the mirrored walls. She looked small, out of place, terrified. The doors opened on the 12th floor. A long hallway. Glass walls. At the end, a conference room. Lauren gestured inside. Please, have a seat. Maya walked in slowly. The table was long, polished wood leather chairs. And in the center, a folder with her name on it. Her full name. Maya's throat tightened. Lauren sat across from her, folded her hands, smiled. Maya, someone has taken a very deep interest in your situation. Maya's voice barely worked. What? What situation? Lauren slid the folder forward. Open it. If someone knew everything about your struggle without you telling them, would you feel hope or fear? Maya's hands trembled as she reached for the folder. Her name was printed on the tab in clean black letters. She opened it slowly. The first page was a document. Official. Typed. Detailed. It listed her mother's name, the hospital, the diagnosis, stage 3 cancer, treatment timeline, total medical debt to $47,293. Her breath stopped. How do you know all this? Lauren's expression remained calm, compassionate. Someone wanted to understand your situation fully before taking action. What action? Lauren reached across the table and turned the page for her. Maya's eyes went wide. It was a check, a cashier's check, made out to her mother's hospital, for $50,000, paid in full. Maya's vision blurred instantly. Tears spilled down her cheeks before she could stop them. I don't understand. Her voice cracked. Who would do this? Lauren's smile was gentle. Someone who believes that good people shouldn't suffer for being good. Maya couldn't breathe. She stared at the check, read the numbers over and over. $50,000. Enough to cover everything. Enough to save her mother. Enough to let her sleep at night. There are no strings attached. Lauren continued. No repayment required, no contracts. This is a gift. Unconditional. Maya shook her head, still crying. This isn't real. Things like this don't happen. They do. Just not often enough. Maya looked up. Her face was wet, her hands clutching the folder like a lifeline. Can I meet them? Whoever did this. I need to say thank you. I need them to know. Lauren held up a hand gently. They prefer to remain anonymous. But she reached into a drawer and pulled out a second envelope. Cream-colored, sealed. She slid it across the table. There's more. Maya's heart pounded. More. She opened the envelope carefully. Inside was a letter, typed on professional letterhead. Offer of employment. Her eyes scanned the page. Position. Administrative assistant, company ArcLight Film Productions. Salary to $65,000 per year. Benefits full health, dental, vision. Paid time off 3 weeks. Start date immediate. Maya read it twice, 3 times. I don't have experience in film. I'm just a barista. Lauren leaned forward. You're not just anything, Maya. You're someone who shows up. Who works hard. Who treats people with dignity even when you're drowning. She paused. That's rarer than you think, and it's exactly what we need. Maya's hands shook as she held the letter. Her entire life was changing. Right here, in this room, in this moment. Why me? She whispered. Lauren's voice softened. Because someone saw who you really are. Not when you were trying to impress anyone. Not when you knew you were being watched. But when you thought no one important was paying attention. She let that sit. You gave a homeless man coffee when you could have lost your job. You stayed kind to a woman who treated you like garbage. You've been fighting to save your mother while working yourself to death. Lauren's eyes were sincere. That's not luck. That's character. And character is worth investing in. Maya buried her face in her hands. She sobbed. All the exhaustion, all the fear, all the nights she thought she'd break. It poured out of her. Lauren stood and walked around the table, placed a hand on Maya's shoulder, said nothing. Just let her cry. After a few minutes, Maya looked up. Her face was red and blotchy. But her eyes, for the first time in months, had light in them. There's one more thing, Lauren said quietly. She pulled a small card from her pocket. Handwritten, ink on cream paper. She handed it to Maya. Maya read it through her tears. You gave a stranger warmth when the world was cold. That's not small. That's everything. Keep being you, Kay. Maya pressed the card to her chest. Her lips trembled. Kay, she whispered. She looked up at Lauren. Who is he? Lauren smiled, but said nothing. Just handed her a pen. If you'd like to accept the position, sign here. Maya didn't hesitate. She signed. Her hand was still shaking, but this time it wasn't from fear. It was from hope. If someone gave you a second chance like this, how would you use it to help others? 3 months later, Maya's life looked completely different. Her mother was out of the hospital, in remission, weak but alive, smiling again. The medical bills were gone, paid in full. Maya had her new job at ArcLight Film Productions, a real salary, benefits, respect. She had her own apartment now, small, but hers. No more sleeping on a friend's couch. No more choosing between groceries and gas. Life was stable, safe, better. But she never stopped thinking about that man in the coffee shop, the one who saw her, who changed everything. She tried to find him, Googled every detail she could remember, searched social media, asked Lauren a dozen times, "Please, just tell me his name." Lauren always smiled. "He prefers it this way." It drove Maya crazy, but she respected it. Still, she wanted to say thank you, needed to. Then one afternoon, everything changed again. Her boss, Mr. Hendricks, called her into his office. "Maya, we have a very special guest coming in tomorrow. High profile, very private." She grabbed her notepad, of course. "What do you need me to prepare?" "The executive lounge. Fresh coffee, water, the usual. But this one's different." "How so?" He hesitated, looked at her carefully. "I can't say yet." "But you'll understand when you see him." Maya nodded, curious but professional. The next morning she arrived early, set up the executive lounge perfectly, fresh flowers, bottled water, a French press with premium coffee beans, notebooks and pens arranged neatly. Everything had to be perfect. At 10 a.m. she heard voices in the hallway. Her boss and someone else. The door opened. A man in a worn leather jacket stepped inside. Casual, calm, hands in his pockets. Maya looked up from adjusting the flowers. Her time froze. It was him, the man from the coffee shop. But now, everyone around her was whispering. Assistants peeking through doorways. Executives suddenly appearing in the hall. Is that really him? "Oh my God, it is! That's Keanu Reeves." The words hit Maya like a truck. Keanu Reeves. Her knees almost gave out. She gripped the edge of the table to steady herself. Keanu saw her immediately. His face softened. He smiled. That same quiet, gentle smile. "Hi, Maya." Her throat closed. She couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. He walked toward her slowly. No entourage, no assistance. Just him. "I hear you're doing really well here." Tears filled her eyes instantly. She tried to hold them back. Failed. "It was you." Her voice barely worked. Keanu nodded. "It was da." "Why didn't you tell me?" He shrugged slightly. "Because it wasn't about me. It was about you." Maya shook her head, still trying to process it. "I've been trying to find you. To thank you. I didn't know how." "You don't need to thank me." His voice was so gentle, so sincere. "You didn't need me, Maya. You just needed a chance. That's all anyone needs." She wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "You saved my mom's life." "No, the doctors did that. I just made sure money wasn't the reason she didn't get the care she deserved." Maya laughed through her tears. "You gave me a whole new life." Keanu's expression stayed humble, grounded. "You already had it in you. I just saw it when no one else was looking." He reached into his jacket, pulled out another small card, handed it to her. Maya took it carefully, looked down. It was a business card, but this time it had her name on it. Maya Contreras, board member. The quiet kindness fund. Her hand started shaking again. What is this?" Keanu's voice was calm, steady, a foundation, one that finds people like you. People who show kindness when no one's watching. People who are struggling but still choose to be good. He paused. "I fund it, but I want you to help run it." Maya's eyes went wide. You know what it's like. You've been there. You understand what people need when the world has forgotten them." She looked at the card, then back at him. "I don't know what to say." Keanu smiled. "Say yes." Maya's lips trembled. Fresh tears spilled over. But this time, they were tears of purpose, of meaning. "Yes," she whispered. Then louder, "Yes." Keanu extended his hand. She shook it, firm, grateful, certain. "Welcome to the team, Maya." 1 year later, Maya didn't just accept the opportunity. She built on it, expanded it, gave it everything she had. The Quiet Kindness Fund grew. They helped single mothers, veterans, students drowning in debt, people working 3 jobs just to survive, people like she used to be. Keanu funded it quietly, never did interviews, never took credit. Maya ran it with her whole heart. And she never forgot, not for a second, where she came from, or who saw her when she felt invisible. A reporter once asked her, "Why do you think Keanu Reeves chose you?" Maya didn't hesitate. "He didn't choose me because I was special. He chose me because I treated people like they mattered, even when I had nothing, even when no one was watching." The reporter pressed, "What would you say to him if he were here right now?" Maya smiled. "I'd say, thank you for reminding me that how we treat people when we think no one important is watching, that's who we really are." She paused. "And that one person paying attention can change a life forever." Keanu never gave another interview about it. He didn't need the recognition. He just wanted the world to be kinder. And because of Maya it was. Female messagey, real power isn't in fame. It's not in money, it's in seeing people. Keanu Reeves didn't help Maya because she was extraordinary. He helped her because she was kind. And kindness, when no one's looking, is the rarest thing in the world. Do you think one small act of kindness can really change someone's entire life? Would you use a second chance to lift others up the way Maya did? Drop a comment and tell us which part of this story hit you the hardest.